At first glance, this looks like a simple first meeting between Shedeur Sanders and his new head coach, Todd Monken. A handshake, some laughter, a few smiles, and most people would say, "That's nice," and move on. Keep in mind this clip was shared by the Browns themselves. And once you notice that, it changes how you should be watching everything that follows. Nothing about this clip is accidental. From the timing to the framing to who pressed publish, cameras don't just roll inside NFL facilities unless multiple people sign off. The Browns had to allow this, and you can even see Andrew Berry in the room. That tells you this wasn't hidden or accidental. It was something that the organization was comfortable sharing. This was a Cleveland Browns release, and that detail matters. When an organization chooses to share a moment like this, they're setting the tone before the season even starts. This isn't stiff or procedural, it's relaxed and conversational, even playful, and that warmth communicates alignment without anyone having to say a word. We notice that warmth because we've seen something different before. Contrast is what gives moments like this their weight. Think back to interactions under the previous coach, Kevin Stefanski. Those moments were professional, controlled, and distant, and you never really saw this level of comfort. This isn't a knock on Stefanski or his ability to coach football. His style reflected structure, hierarchy, and clear organizational boundaries. Todd Monken's reception signals something else entirely. It suggests approachability, collaboration, and a willingness to meet the quarterback where he is. Quarterbacks just don't run plays. They carry the face of the organization. How that relationship looks publicly shapes how pressure and conflict get interpreted later. If you've watched Shedeur's interviews that we've broken down on this channel before, one theme keeps showing up. He's talked repeatedly about thriving in environments where there's trust.
Do you pick something to focus on?
I pick focusing on how can we build that trust.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Everything boils down to that.
Not in a vague way, but in how freely you play and how confident you feel inside the system. Most people watching this already know the difference between working in a place you trust and one you don't. Now go back to this clip and listen closely to what Todd Monken says. When he tells Shedeur, "We tried to draft you," he's really saying, "I already believed in you before I ever walked into this building."
Where I'm going in at? Oh, yeah.
Hey, hello, young man. What's up? Good to see you, bro. How you doing? Welcome back to the States.
How we doing, man?
Good.
Yeah, we tried to draft your ass last year, for God's sake. It's all worked out.
Yeah.
You remember that, right?
Yeah, that's what I was about to tell you.
Someday we'll get a chance to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Well, sit down.
That's not just a friendly conversation. That's a coach establishing belief and alignment on day one. So when you see this moment framed publicly, it starts to make sense. The environment Shedeur has told us repeatedly he thrives in isn't being promised, it's being signaled. Before a single snap is played or a tough press conference happens, the relationship between Shedeur and Todd Monken already has a public identity. This becomes the baseline. A lot of people will ask what this means for Shedeur's future, or whether it says anything about who's starting at quarterback. But the real question is why the Cleveland Browns chose to share this moment with you and what they're trying to signal by doing it. You've got to ask yourself, why are the Cleveland Browns showing warmth right now? Why make this one of the first images fans associate with this coaching change? Because once the season starts, narratives get written by wins, losses, and headlines. Moments like this shape expectations before any of that noise shows up. This isn't random. Teams don't just put things out for no reason. What gets shared publicly is usually chosen, especially when it's this early. The Browns aren't naive. They've seen the gravity Shedeur carries, from attention to merchandise to national broadcast playing his music. And notice who was on camera and who's not. This wasn't just any player greeting the new coach. It was him. There's always the football story everyone sees, and then there's the messaging underneath it. This clip lives in that second layer. We're not here to hype or criticize. We're here to slow things down and help you see why certain moments are shown to you. Because once you understand the framing, the headlines stop controlling the conversation. You start seeing the strategy instead. This wasn't just a meeting, it was a message. And now you're in a position to ask the real question. Who was this message actually for and why? This is Press Room Breakdown, where we slow the room down and study how the message gets made.